Hello everybody, Corey here. In this video, we are going to do the daily roundup of the YieldMax single stock ETFs. We do have a little bit of data, just like stock price and stuff for the other ones, but we don't have the trades and holdings data for those other special ETFs. But just a reminder, I'm not a qualified licensed investment or financial advisor. I'm here to gather the data, present it to you so you can make your own decisions and form your own opinions, as everybody's situation is different. So we're all different in many different ways. Anyway, YieldMax ETFs are extremely risky, so please understand what you are investing in before doing so. These risks are identified or defined on their website. Let's see. I was thinking, okay. So we are going to do the daily roundup here. I don't have this adjusted. I do apologize. I thought I was going to have this video out a couple of hours ago, but I don't know. Google Sheets is, the later it gets at night, the more it doesn't want to work, and I've been trying to get several of the things to download. I've been waiting for 2.5 hours at the computer. I finally just gave up and come in the bedroom to do the video. But we will have one that we don't, AMDY, we don't have the holdings for here because it's not downloading for some reason. But we're just going to move forward because I was sort of hoping to get into bed early. It's not going to be before midnight, but it will be earlier than it has been recently. But that's because it stormed today. So y'all can thank the storm for that, and that I had to leave the garden early. Or my attempt to make a garden that I'll probably never get finished before the year's up. But anyway, we're going to start out with the trades here. We have trades on AMZ, GDXY, Murni, Nefli, PayPay, Squee. Yeah. So we have AMZ here, but just bringing in a little over 7,400. GDXY, 53,000. Murni, 910,000. Thank goodness. I don't know if y'all saw my messages at some points, I don't know, in the afternoon or after hours about Moderna being up like, I don't know, 10 to 13%. Anyway, I guess we'll see it in a minute, but man, that was crazy. And of course, I think I sold my Moderna shares not too long ago. Which, with that said, I did the same thing with my freaking NVIDIA shares, so that's awesome, right? I'm just not really good at this holding thing. I am not. But let's keep moving on. I apologize for that interruption. We got Nefli here with paying out $123,000, and then PayPay brought in about almost 15,000, and Squee with almost 12,000. Yeah, I'm not sure about AMZO because AMZ's, I guess not. Well, I don't know because AMZ is there. So I'm not sure why that data's not coming through, but here we have all the net assets and outstanding shares with the exception of AMDY and AMZ. If you want to pause and look at that or screenshot as far as AMZ goes. Hold on, what? No, that's the day before. For a second there, I thought AMD loaded, but AMZ here, their net assets is 101.65 million and 4,425,000 outstanding shares. Oh, wrong way. All right, so then we have the current NAV and change, or the difference between those if you want to see this. And then we're going to move on to the stock prices for today. Looking here, I'm just looking. I haven't read these in a while, so I'm guessing nobody really cares. So I'm just going to look at some of the highlights, which sucks because I know there's 20, I don't even know how many we have here now. what, is that 25 ETFs? Really? So that's 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We have 25 ETFs here. But, I don't know that y'all want me to read them all, but I know y'all can see them as well here. So I'll just mention the highlights. I think when the few times I had to not read them because I was rushed, nobody has said anything since, so I'm assuming y'all are good with that. But we have AIYY here, was down 57 cents today. GDXY, that one was, yeah, I haven't even looked at GDX prior to this, prior to GDXY coming out. So to see this drop 75 cents today, that's new for me. But then we have PayPay here. It dropped 60 cents today, and Squee dropped $1.25. And then Tesla and Zomo here, 24 and 34 cents. And then it looks like we had the one that actually went up was Crash at 67 cents or 3% there. Everything else is about 0 or 1% here. So now if we look at the underlying and see what happened with our underlying today. Of course, we have the IVs, and the stock prices, and then the differences here. AI was down 5%. Coin was up 3%. GDX was down 4%. Moderna was up 14%. It jumped $20 today, or almost $20. And then we have PayPal down 3%, Block down 6%, Tesla down 3%, and Zomo down 2%. So if we had this and we just look at our percentages here, changes, let's look at the difference between these. We do have Netflix. Netflix was green today, while Netflix was down 2%. And then Tesla was down 2%. And these are rounded numbers. So Tesla was down almost 2%, and then Tesla was down 3%, but the difference between those is 2% rounded. But our biggest one, of course, is going to be Murny, and we'll see that. Well, I guess you won't see it now, but let's see. Yeah, so Murny went up 10 cents, and Moderna, when I say 10 cents, that's 0%. Moderna went up 14% today. And that's because Murny was over its strike prices. So that's why that's why I built this workbook, and then actually that's why I built this daily roundup and added those columns that I show you now. I didn't show them to you at the beginning, but then I got to where I started showing them. I don't even know that y'all care. I don't think anybody's ever said they liked them, but to me it's a big deal because I can see when some of these are at or near their strike prices. Now I will say they did a lot of trades on Murny today, closing and opening new synthetics and short calls, which is good because that normally doesn't happen when things happen like this. They usually don't. So I was really shocked to see that. So, sorry, my husband informed me tonight that he opened a bottle of wine for me. So I decided I was going to take part. All right. I did go through these. I did not see that we had any others recover from their dividend drop today. But of course, we did close down green. But if you didn't know, NVD skyrocketed after hours, after their earnings. And so there's a possibility that we'll have a green market tomorrow. I don't know. But if we do, then maybe some of these will do better. The worst ones at the top is AMZ. It's only recovered 2 cents of its 97-cent dividend. And we are 2 weeks, well, was that 2.5 weeks past that May 3rd date right there. And then we have Tesla is only recovered 11%. Now, we do have all of these, that all the reds there. We have 5 of these, right, that aren't even close to recovering anything, which was AIYY. Dizzo, of course, it was earnings. It's lost double the dividend amount, dividend distribution. And OARC, PayPay, and Squee. Of course, these just started going down. We just talked about, Squee going down $1 or something today. I think PayPay was only 60 cents or whatever, but so that's why some of those are down. If we want to look at the bottom, though, the ones that just recently, let me look at my calendar again, just a little over a week or so ago, did their distribution, about a week and a half. So YMAG has already recovered 50% of its distribution, YMAX 35%, and Ulti nada. I know it says 1%, which equals 1 cent, which to me equals nada. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't know about that fund. All right. But anyway, we're going to move on. And then what happened here? Are you freaking... This was fine before. Where am I at? I don't know. Down here. Of course, some of this stuff isn't loading because this isn't to my specific tabs. So I'm not understanding what is happening here. I fixed this earlier, so I don't know what it was. I had this spreadsheet and then a bunch of stuff, like it was messed up, so I had to delete it and rename it. And then when I did that, well, this couldn't find that sheet, so then I had to go in here and click on each one of my formulas to then, and then drag it down and fix it and everything else. But for some reason, this is not showing any of those as being fixed, even though I know they are. All right, so I went to my desk, verified that this data was there, and it was there. It just did, I don't know, for some reason it's not syncing, it's not doing something. So I closed out of it. I was actually able to get the AMD data. There we go. Even though this data did not update properly. It's all because I had to delete the tab, but let's go back real quick. So AMDY, so you have this data up there now. If we look here, that was missing previously. This we had. I guess that was it, just the very beginning then. All right, so the number of short calls or puts is not there, but we still have the max strike price here for all of these. And at the end of the day, we are over the Coney strike prices, and the MSFO. We're above those, both of those by 1%. If we want to look, in case you're somebody that owns all of these, let's say Apple is 1% to its short call, Dizzo, GUI, JPMO, OARC, and Nestle are all 2% to theirs. Of course, they just did Murny, so now we're 12% below the new strike price there. And AIYY and Squee, these have been going down, so those are 10 and 11% below. And then we have Crash down here, 172.50. So Tesla is 4% above the short put strike price. And then if I put these, well, we'll just do this. I haven't sorted these in a while. In these columns, it just tells you, you know, how the market value of the strike price is affecting the YieldMax ETF stock price. So in this case, Coney strike price is 230. It's above it by 1%, and it's bringing the stock price down $1.16 or 5%, which I didn't even know it got above 230. I've seen it up to almost 240, I think, this week, and then it always just drops under 230. So, yeah. I don't know what's going on there. Sorry, I just saw a bunch of Discord messages too. I'm not going to click on it. But I have 6 red bubbles, which means I either have somebody messaging me or I have tags. So anyway, that's the short calls. Then these are the synthetic positions here. So I'm going to put these back in alphabetical order if you're looking for a very specific one here. And wow, well, it was a red day. A lot of things were going down, so we're back with about half of them being red again on these synthetic positions. It took us a while to get out of the red on most of these here, but this is similar to the other section, but these are only for the synthetics. So for example, we'll look at AIYY. The synthetic position is 27.50, and we are 10%, or the stock price is 10% below the strike price, which is also $2.63, which is a bad thing because we want the stock to stay for the long ETFs. We want the stock price to stay above that. And then we can see over here on the right, the synthetic market value, how this is affecting each share price is it's bringing the stock down $1.18 a share, or 10% due to that. So you can see that here for all the rest of these, for those of you that want to check those out for maybe some of the ETFs you own. And then these are my data checks. And then the one thing I didn't go over was down here. We had 13 of the YieldMax ETFs do better. I guess I'd already changed. I had already copied and pasted that, so the formula didn't copy over. So I said 13. Nope. So it should be, yeah, because we have 20 now. And this should be 7. There we go. So 13 YieldMax ETFs did better than their underlying, and 7 underlying did better than the YieldMax ETFs. And you can see here that the S&P and the NASDAQ closed down just a little bit there. So it makes sense why more of the YieldMax ETFs are doing better. But anyway, I will let y'all go. Sorry for some of those difficulties there. But hopefully y'all got what you needed out of this. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.